Welcome again. Back to looking at some problems on the practice test. So now I'm going to look at question 4. Question 4 is our first one that's going to require us to do an ICE table. So our problem says this. Consider the following equilibrium. Consider the following equilibrium. 2NO2 is in equilibrium with dinitrogen tetraoxide. 2 moles of NO2 are placed in a 1 liter flask and allowed to react. At equilibrium, 1.8 moles of NO2 are present. Calculate the equilibrium constant. So once again, I'm going to start by writing out my equation. I'm going to set up an ICE table. We know that initially 2 moles of NO2 per liter are placed into the flask. That's super handy. I don't have to do any extra math for my molarity because 2 divided by 1 will just still be 2. So we start out with 2 molar of this and none of this. So we know the equilibrium is going to shift this way. So we know that this one will gain X and this one will lose 2X. Remember, you have to take that into account. So the next piece of information we're given is that at equilibrium, instead of having 2 moles of NO2, I now have 1.8 moles of NO2. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what 2X is and what X is, okay? So 2X is going to be equal to 2 minus 1.8, so 0.20 molar. So X, when I divide both sides by 2, I'll find out that X is 0.10 molar. So that's going to be what my X is here. That's what I'm going to gain in my dinitrogen tetraoxide. So these should be my equilibrium concentrations. That one I was given directly. This one I figured out by solving for X. Remember that your equilibrium constant is going to be your product raised to its coefficient divided by the concentration of your reactant raised to its coefficient. So now that I have these values, I can plug them in. So 0.10 divided by 1.80 squared. And when I put that in the calculator, 0.1 divided by 1.8 divided by 1.8 is 0.03. Let's see, I have how many sig figs in this problem? Looks like I have really just 2, so I'm going to say 0.031. So that is problem number 4. And I'm going to end that one there because the next one takes a little longer. So hopefully that was helpful.